potato when it's boiled,
Yeah.
you know. And what happened too is that you boil it, then you can eat it. You know, these are for like vegetarians.
Uh-huh.
And also, other technique is you can boil this and you can put it back on a metal sheet that is on the stove for you to have that crispy,
Yep. Like peanuts.
crunchy like peanuts.
Yeah.
You know,
It's very tasty.
very very tasty.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine. He's an old Vietnam vet soldier on the coast. He invited me to for lunch, and he has this done in the style of refried beans. It's very tasty. You can make sandwich out of this too.
Wow.
You know. Yeah. So again, as you can see, this is quite easy to note. This is where the leaves are coming, right? This is again the end of the or the root part of the fruit, right? So this is quite easy, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, no, you can see it's coming up,
Yeah,
which means the
that's
roots
the
is
root.
on
Yeah.
the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the shape of garlic.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. And again, you start your planting of bread nut there.
yeah.
That's for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
How big does the tree get?
Oh, start of that big mahogany tree.
Okay.
But you can manage it, pruning it. You know, if you want your tree not to be tall, you can manage it by pruning the top. You know, in any fruiting trees that are, like say avocado, you know, bread nut,
And to keep it long.
guava, you know, soursop. It's just the pruning that will have your tree not too long, but accessible for you when you want your fruits.
That
for
makes
harvesting
you
your
have more fruits
Yeah, you can
because
have
you're
more fruits
pruning.
too. Yes.
Okay, sure.
You know,
Okay.
good. All right, man. Deal with the coffee, man.
Okay. Yeah, you have this. This is the coffee bean.
Open. You could open. Yeah.
Yeah, I can open this. You see, this is the seed. Yeah, because it come. Ouch.
Slippery little.
Yeah,
sucker.
slippery. Yeah. Yeah. These are good. See?
Good seed.
Well, how
Yeah.
how do you judge it when it's good, man? How do you know?
Well, when I select the seeds for coffee,
Oh, where it goes?
I know what you should.
Wait, it slipped.
That's 20 cents.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
what
know.
it says, yeah.
All right.
When I select coffee seed, I have to soak it in the water like overnight. All the good one is settled down. When the top one is not good.
One that floats.
Yeah, it floats.
They're hollow.
Yeah. So once the good one is settled down, I rather collect one. Quality seed. Yeah.
The bloodsucker.
Do you find that it floats because the seed inside is small? It's very tiny. It's not well developed.
It doesn't really go with size. It's, you know what, if it's hollow. You could have some, you know, uniform looking seeds, but then it's hollow, then it will float. But the ones that are solid enough will sink at the bottom.
You see? You see? Yeah, it's not kind of good. See? You see this?
Because of the brown?
Yeah, it's brown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's brown.
Yeah, so
You
that's
see that one? It's good. That's why this one float on the water. Yeah.
Okay, so that one with the brown would float?
yeah.
Yeah, this one float. Because this is not good. This one is sink on the bottom. That one is a good for.
You want me to get
Seeds.
some water? Miguel, you want me to get some water?
Yeah, you go.
Drop some.
Yeah, go again.
This one's not good.
Yeah. See the next one? See? Good. See? Same with that one. See? Same with that one. Usually it come like two seed per from the inside. This one good. This one good because it look different from this one.
When you're splitting them, have you ever broken or accidentally cut with your nails? Or is it hard to do
That would be difficult
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
shell are
Because
hard.
they're very
Yeah,
hard.
it's very hard.
And
yeah.
moreover than the coating, makes it to be, a bit,
Slippery.
slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids love to suck the seeds as well from the coffee. They're good seeds.
Apparently that seems good, but the coloration is a bit different.
So it's not that you would put this in the water. You
No.
Oh, okay.
It's,
It's your bus.
You need to catch that.
It's good. This is good.
Some water test right now. The seeds float up top there.
Yes. So I won't find it, but can't have it find it. Yeah, because these are good seed. Because
those are
once-
good seeds.
Yeah, these are good seed because these are. Because if you find like the month of December or almost the ending of the month of December or January, because you can't find it like a good seed again because this
Again,
it's a quality
it,
seed.
it could sink right away because it's wet, but also overnight it might start to float as well
Oh.
because it's overnight.
So you'll soak it overnight.
Yeah, overnight.
Mhm, that's overnight.
You have to soak it like overnight. All the good ones settle down.
It's because all the farmers that you work with have good seeds. That's why we can't find a bad one right now.
Yeah.
Probably it's quality seed. Yeah.
Quality.
Seeds, yeah.
Because this is the season, this is the first when to start.
And also, just an addition here is, well, definitely, if you're composting, this is be part of your compost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dry ones are like that.
No, the leaves.
Oh,
too.
this is okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Look like they're good seed.
yeah.
Oh, I was sure this one was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It was positive,
No.
but it's not. It's good.
Good, yeah.
Because you opened it, I'm sure it's the most beautiful one.
Jeez. See why I have problems, you guys?
You see this one fruit?
Oh yeah, here we go. We got
Here
a
you go.
floating.
There's one floating.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Not bad. So it means
So
if we
if-
bought this whole thing, we would only have one bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. You can
Yeah.
get more seed from
Yeah,
that
you
farmer.
got more
Exactly.
seed.
All right.
Yeah,
buy.
that's an.
Good then. Let me put this here. So anyway, that's for coffee. How you do your seed selection.
It's a good
And-
demonstration.
And again, there's no pre-germination test for this. Like the cacao, also not even the mahogany, there's no pre-germination test.
For pre-germination, the way how you do it, just in the seed box.
Seed box I purchased.
Sorry, explain that again. What do you mean? There's no seed pre-germination.
You don't have
I
to-
think there's a difference
You don't
there,
have to
too, guys.
moisten.
Yeah, it's different. This one is in.
This one, since that, the pre-germination
Oh, is that the
is to
soaking?
test the viability of the seeds, right? As I said yesterday too, with Inga and coffee, let's say you were doing an amount by the thousands. This is where the technique that Julio is mentioning when you put them in a seed box.
Seed box.
You
Oh,
space them out
Yeah.
because you're going to put them there only for a few days, temporary. As soon as you'll be able to manage the plant,
Yeah.
right? And then this is your seed box. You pre-germinate your your coffee seed, right? And you can see when it's manageable, right? Usually, the younger the plant, the better, less stress it can, you know. You poke them carefully with your, garden tools, and then coming. Usually, I use my index finger to poke a hole in there, put it slowly, cover it, because then what you're doing when you put it in a seed box is because then you're doing quite a lot, right? Quite a lot, and you want to ensure that everything is growing while you put them there, right? So the other pre-germination test is testing again your viability, but in this time, let's say for example now corn or beans, right? And again, there's a different method or technique that is used, which I think, if you don't have any more questions concerning that, then I can, be able to move into that. So what will happen is here is, for example, let me see, I'm going to, line up my seeds here because I'm going to be ready for planting. My land is already out there prepared to plant corn.
I've planted that before.
You know?
The Belizean would have his poke stick.
Yes.
And I would walk behind it with my head in his ass. I got pretty good flicking the two to the hole.
So
You can get good too.
Yeah.
With corn.
Practice, man.
Two to the hole.
Okay, this is 2, 4, 6, 8,
Where have you
10.
done that?
At the farm.
10, right? Usually, you can do this is based on what you want to look at per percentage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So let's say now that is what I want to test. But really, if I want to ensure that I have a good viable seed, then I put in more. You know?
These were what, 25, 30.
It's basically, this is 4, 6, 2, 4, 6.
Because planting the corn is good for pest control, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for in your
2, 4, 6, 8.
Now, which we can now then turn around and feed the corn to the chickens.
in the garden. In
So-
the gardens.
Now, Mel, the Belizean, when he planted his corn, he mixed it in powder poison for the ants.
No.
The ants would take the corn.
Yeah, that's contaminating the soil and also the seed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying it is.
Yeah,
but
I
that's-
mean be it reaction.
Remember,
Some
I'm
of
the guy with his head in his ass, flicking. He was the man in charge, poking the ground. But he used to dust it so that the ants wouldn't take.
And it works?
I guess.
Yeah, it works. It can work.
Yeah, but you're right. It contaminates the soil with poison.
Okay. If we're to get back on track. Okay, so I have. Sorry, I think it's the ranger in me sometimes. So let's say now I would put in 10, right? And I would say, okay, for each seed is a percentage, 100%. 10, 10, 100, right? Now it's 20, so each will be representing a 5% here, right?
What do you mean?
20 seeds,
Yeah.
and each value 5%.
Okay.
10 seed value, each seed value 10, and then the 100 is 10 seeds. So when I would want to find out what's my germination percentage, I'm going to do that, either 10 or 20. So in this case, the value is 25. Right. So I'll be wrapping this right, like that. And I'll be soaking this in water now. Yeah, I have to use a plastic, but we don't have a plastic here. But anyway, we're in the field. Oh yeah, we could do this. Yeah, very smart.
Improvise.
That's what you do on the farm. Improvise.
So that's what I learned at Bedart.
All right. So
Dumping it.
you dump in it here. And again, you dump it for the first time. You check it, see if it's still damp. Because what you do after you wet this, that's why I have this cloth, right? I have this cloth. Then I will wrap this over again, right? So then when let's say after another 24 hours, I will come back, see if it's damp. Dump it again, and on the third day to see if there's any germination, that's coming out, or the roots that's coming out. And from there I would count the number of seeds that are germinating, and that should tell me if it's, let's say, 20 of them, that's 100% viability of good germination. If it's, let's say, 18, well, then yeah,
More like
the less, then it's not good.
97%.
So then, okay, so then you would plant. Like, I'm sorry,
It's just a test.
It's just
just a
the
test. Okay.
Because I would want to, okay, in
instead of
this is
testing all
a
of
bag
them.
full, 100 pound,
yeah.
right? And then when I do this,
Oh,
you
just a
just get that
percentage
amount.
of your
Okay.
chances of
100 pound, all of this, and then the 10 or the 20 grain represent the percentage,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
You
And
know
it's
that
just
if
randomly.
all of them germinate and you have good seed in this bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that's what you
80%
count.
or 100% germination
Yeah.
viability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wasn't quite sure where we were going with the purpose
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
Percentage
because
of
then this is good.
success.
It's good planting, or even if you're selling seeds now, to farmers, you know that
you know that this is good seed.
the seeds that you're providing is good.
Okay.
You could sell it probably.
Also, yeah, in regards to the storage of seed, you know that depending on the seed as well, if it's stored properly, then you have high germination as well. But if you can also tell by just looking, okay, if it has holes, has weevils, then that's not good for seed. You can tell right away before even doing your
How you
We
store
will-
seeds,
you will see.
seeds properly?
We will come to that.
Okay.
We'll come to that. Yeah, we'll come to that. That's in the. It's part of the recipe.
That's in chapter 5.
Yeah. Okay. And well, of course, farmers, as you said too, you might have interest in looking at your agroforestry plot where you have a bit of little farming there with a small chicken or something. Nothing beats fresh laid eggs for breakfast, right?
We have one that lays eggs
Okay.
already. A couple.
Yeah. And meh, that is for the corn. Can you go with other fruit trees?
Yeah, like the
Star fruit.
Star fruit, carambola.
carambola. Okay.
Next video. These videos get very long. Right?